And we are underway here at T-Mobile Arena. Gary Lawless already laughing and having a good time here. 25 hours left to go, though, here at the Fortress for this open house, Gary. First of all, how the heck has your off-season been?
Well, it's been awful till now, till I get to hear you booming and echoing in T-Mobile Arena here. 25 hours. Yeah, there's been like 24-hour gate crasher sales. You drive by and you see the balloons at places, 24-hour sale. Not the Golden Knights ticketing department.
If there's anything the Golden Knights are going to do, it's going to one-up everyone.
Todd Pollock
make it
pushing
as big as possible.
We can't talk over one another, apparently. Todd Pollock pushing his people to 25 hours. Really cool, though.
It's going to be fun. So at some point, Gary, you and I are going to talk about the upcoming season, why fans should be so excited about it. But first, I want to run through some of the events that are going to be happening over the next 25 hours. Right now, we're in the middle of golden hours. That runs until 3 p.m., so that's going to give fans a chance to see some of the suites, some of the group ticketing options. There's going to be light refreshments. And I have to say, I can't think of a better way to impress your employees, your clients, than to have a suite here at T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, you can do a lot of business in a suite here for sure, and it's the best ticket in Vegas. If you go to a customer or someone who you're doing business with. I talked to a guy yesterday, and he said to me, his clients, his vendors, the first thing they say to him when he sees them for the first time in the offseason is, "Did you get your tickets for next year?" "Yeah, I did." "Oh, I'd like to see the Bruins. I'd like to see the Leafs." He gets requests from people well in advance of the schedule even being out. So if you want to impress your clients, you're right. What's a light refreshment?
A light refreshment? That's a good question.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't like the way that sounds
at all. You want heavy refreshments? If it's heavy, it's not refreshing, though. So, you know.
Well, I just don't like light refreshment. I don't know what that means.
We'll just call it refreshments for now. Either way, I think you're going to like it. And then 5 to 7, it's inside access. So that's for people who really want to do it up big. It's the most premium options that are offered. But then, Gary, at 10 o'clock in Hyde, there's a DJ. There's up to 2 free drinks for everyone over 21. So I have a question for you. Which broadcaster is most likely to be awake, able to party from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.?
I'm sitting with her.
Yeah, right.
Ashley, the rock star Vice.
I was going to ask next who's the least likely, and I was pretty confident I would take
I will say this, when we're on the road and we're checked in at a hotel and, everybody has dinner or we gather all together in the lobby bar for one, you leave first.
Typically.
Yes.
Typically.
Millard's not with us. He's not on the road with us. Dan Duva, he has some stamina.
He's a dark horse there.
He's younger than us. Dave and Shane, I put them in as a tie. So I'm going to go the TV guys, then the radio guys, and then you're last.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, 10
I don't mean that you're last, but I guess if you're not first, you're last.
You're not first, you're last.
Yes.
Fair enough. I like to have my fun on here, on the streams.
You have fun too.
On the video board here.
You're a very integral part of our travel crew. When we're on the bus and we're all kind of gloomy, you'll start giggling, and then all of a sudden everything loosens up.
That's because you're so funny, Gary. I can't help it.
Right.
So that's from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So this isn't just 25 hours. It's not just talk. They've got stuff going on literally for 25 hours. And then let me make sure I have my time correct here. At 6 a.m., there's a sunrise sweat.
Yoga.
It's yoga. So Melissa England is going to be hosting this. And let me tell you, I have taken some Melissa England workout classes, and she means business.
I bet you she does.
So it'll be fun, but it is a real workout. And then, obviously, the best thing to do after you work out is to treat yourself a little bit. So from 7:30 a.m. on, there's going to be a coffee with the coach, which I believe is Darren Millard and Sean Burke. So you can.
I was going to say, Darren's not the coach. You better, if he was the coach, we'd be in trouble. I'm glad you squeezed in Sean Burke there.
Well, you could pretty much guarantee there's going to be lots of goalie talk. But let's pause for a second and let's welcome Steve Dillinardi, our VP of Ticketing and Premium.
Thanks for having me.
I love Steve. Steve's a fellow Canadian. Actually, we're, my hometown is about 4 hours from his. He's from Sudbury. LaSalle Lancers.
Nickel capital of the world.
Nickel
back in the day.
capital of the world. Yes, I know lots about Steve.
All right, well, we'll get to Steve knowledge in a little bit. I'll do some Steve trivia with Gary.
That was a very nice shut up, Gary. I have stuff to get to.
First of all, Steve, what went into the decision to do it up big like this? Make not just a short open house, but 25 hours.
Yeah, back in season 1, we had an open house that lasted only 24 hours.
Only.
So Todd wanted to one-up that one open house to make it to 25 hours this season, and here we are today.
25 hours. So why should someone come to this event? If someone's watching the stream, why should they come down and buy tickets?
Yeah, I think
here?
it's a great opportunity if you've ever considered having seats with us. Come to the arena, check out different locations, different availability, and we have staff on hand to help if you have any questions regarding benefits, payments. We're here to help you out and to find the perfect seat for you and your family or maybe your company.
And aside from being able to come to however many Golden Knights games you buy tickets for in your package, what are the benefits of being a season ticket
Yeah,
member?
a ton of benefits. You're able to, if you can't make every game, which we understand there's 45 games in the season, you're able to resell your tickets on the various platforms that we have. You get to work with a VGK service account rep. If you have any questions, comments throughout the season, we're here to help you. Discounted parking, merchandise. We have specific season ticket member events. There's just a whole slew of awesome benefits. And you get to watch the best team in the NHL play every night, every other night.
Do you come to all the games?
Are you asking me
Talking
if I
me?
come to all the games?
Yeah.
I am at every home game here at T-Mobile Arena. Thanks for asking.
She is.
It might not seem like it.
No, I'm
It might
teasing.
not seem like I know what
Even
I'm talking about sometimes, but I am here.
Even when it's a national game, and Ashley could stay at home and listen to Dan and I on the radio, she's here.
I was going to say anything but that, but I was just
Anything
giving you
but
a hard
that.
time. I was giving you a hard
Pretty
time.
good.
I was just giving
Someone
you a hard
just fixed the sound. It's pretty good now. Well
No,
done.
there's no better place to be than here at T-Mobile Arena for
It
a
isn't.
Golden Knights game.
I still kind of marvel all these years in. This will be year 9 for me. I still get excited. There's stuff that happens in the building that, you try and talk about it on the radio, you try and convey it on the television, but there is just a buzz and a feeling in the building here that is different than anywhere else. And I know people from all over the NHL, and they still come here and they still say, you guys put on one heck of a show.
Yeah, it's like going to a rock concert every night. It's just the atmosphere, the intensity, the fans are always in it. It's a great, it's just, you can't beat the atmosphere at a VGK home game.
And the fans are such a big part of it. And I kind of didn't coin the expression, but I stole it from someone, that the fans here, they sing and they dance like no one's watching. There's no embarrassment. There's no, I got to check myself. I got to act cool. They let loose. They really kind of just, they become part of the moment and they really give of themselves. I love seeing players on the opposition. I'll be watching the bench, and Marcia used to get caught all the time looking at the big screen and watching what was happening and kind of giggling. But players from the other team, they're like, oh my God, they're always looking up during a media timeout and watching what the fans are up to. That's a great indicator of what a special fan base we have.
What's your favorite memory here in this building?
Wow. I would say, obviously, Game 5, Stanley Cup. I was actually able to sit with my wife and my son, who was 7 at the time, and watch like the last 5 minutes of Game 5, and to be able to share that moment with him, and it was just an incredible moment, probably one of the best. I've been in the business probably over 20 years now. That was probably the highlight for sure.
Hopefully it's not the only time
Definitely
you're
not.
watching that happen
Definitely
in this building. Hopefully you're doing that in, 10 months from now? Is that when that would
That'd
be?
be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. When you're talking to people who are interested in buying tickets, what do you tell them about the atmosphere? Maybe they've never been to a game, or maybe they only come to a handful of games per season. What do you tell them about what makes it so special?
Yeah, I think Gary mentioned it. It's the fans, right? They're all into it. They're focused on the game. They wear elaborate outfits too. You see a lot of. It's a colorful crowd. You know, everyone's really focused into it, and again, the quality of play is probably one of the best clubs in the league, and also what goes around the arena, the entertainment. Our team does a great job as far as creating that atmosphere and adding elements to the game, and just a lot going on besides what's going on the ice.
I do think that you can't underscore the job. You can't overstate the job Kelly McCrimmon and George McPhee have done putting these teams together, because they're just, since they joined the league, they're top 5 in the NHL in a bunch of categories: playoff wins, regular season wins. They on the ice. If you come to the game, there's a really good chance you're driving home with a smile on your face, because the team that McPhee and McCrimmon put together has won on home ice.
We're super excited to see Mitch Marner in goal this fall, number 93. So it's going to add to a lot of exciting hockey moments for us, for sure.
Steve, you and I were having this conversation before we started this stream here. Gary, how would you put into perspective how big that Mitch Marner signing is?
Well, I kind of look at the biggest moves that Kelly and George have made after the expansion draft, because obviously they put that group together, was super important. And then the first really kind of massive move was acquiring Mark Stone. Shortly after that, it was Pietrangelo, then the trade for Jack Eichel, then hiring Bruce Cassidy, then the team wins the Stanley Cup. And I would put Mitch Marner, the acquisition of Mitch Marner, in with that group. And Vegas might have one of the most dangerous offenses in the NHL this year as a result of Marner. But the part of it that that doesn't get talked enough about, it's one of the best defensive forwards in the NHL. So they're going to score more, and I think they're going to limit the opposition as well. There's going to be an awful lot of puck possession. If you're choosing tickets, I might get in trouble here. I'd want to be in the end where the opposition goalie is going to be, because you're going to get to watch the Golden Knights shoot.
So you want to shoot twice, Eric.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Are some of those tickets available?
Yes, we do.
All right. There you go. That's a reason to get down here.
So it's going to make for a great product on the ice. Once again, something the fans here in Vegas have become accustomed to. Back to this event in particular, is there a certain part of this 25-hour open house that you are most excited about? Whether it's the Hyde Lounge or the workout in the morning?
I'm going to have to go with the 6 a.m. yoga session. I'm going to start my day right with a little yoga, and then parlay that into the chat with Coach Burke and Millard and some donuts and coffee. Mix for a great start of the weekend.
Don't be insulted, Ashley.
I know, he'd rather
He went to
talk
Millard,
to
he went to
us.
yoga,
Okay.
just blew us right off. Thanks for nothing, Steve.
Well, I'll be a little bit easier on you than Gary, just because I want to know, for any fans who aren't able to make it down here in the 25-hour window for whatever reason, but they're interested in tickets, what's the best move for them to get more information?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to our website. We have all of our contact information there, and would love to hear from you. We want to get you situated for this upcoming season. It's going to be a memorable one. We want to make sure you have seats for it. Give us a call or shoot us an email. We'll be ready to answer any of your questions.
Awesome. Well, Steve, thank you so much
Thanks for having
being
me
here. Buckle up. We got a fun 25 hours ahead.
I'm not saying thank you now.
That's fair enough.
Not after that slight.
We have another very special guest when we come back. The first major event of the 25-hour open house is going on right now until 3 p.m. Fans will be touring event suites and group ticket seating locations as they plan their perfect night out at the Fortress. We'll be right back. Welcome back here at T-Mobile Arena, where from 5 to 7, fans will get a look at some incredible VIP seating locations for upcoming Golden Knights home games. Come down and take a look at some of the most luxurious ways to cheer on your Golden Knights at the Fortress. And as we welcome you back, we're joined by a very special guest, head coach and general manager of your Western Conference champion, Vegas Nighthawks, Mike Davis. Mike, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
So should we start with a recap of last weekend? What's the best way to do this? Tell us about the Western Conference Championship victory of the Nighthawks.
You were in the middle of it all, so you probably remember more than I do, but it was good. You know, we knew it would be a tough game. We knew it would be almost like a sprint to 60. And defensively, we got a couple of stops when we needed them, and then offensively, they're playing at such a high level for us right now. It's, you know, to be able to score at will and take all the pressure off everybody else, it's nice to know that they're on our side.
How many times in that game, what was the final score, 74-68? In overtime. How many times did your team, how many possessions came out with no points?
Two.
So every time you got the ball, except for twice, you scored. And you had it like 20 times almost?
I think we had 9 possessions.
9 possessions. Okay. So 7 out of 9 you scored. And they scored on how many? Right around the same.
All but 2.
Same.
All but 3, sorry.
Okay. And maybe that's the difference in the game. It was wild. Like it was, you couldn't really take your eye off the action. Sometimes at a football game you can kind of lean back, but not at that game. You had to be locked in.
Yeah, it was a track meet, so to speak. You know, and that's nice. You know, we fumbled the ball off and, you know, had a couple opportunities to steal some possessions and didn't come up with it. And, you know, fortunately the guys made plays when we needed to.
I was impressed with, sorry, Ash,
No,
go ahead.
good go.
Well, I was impressed with your determination. You went for an onside kick early, and the player had the ball in his hands and then kind of dropped it in the stand, so it didn't count. And then like two possessions later, you went back to the well. It didn't work that time either, but why did you try again?
Well, we said all week that the third time we kicked off, we kind of saw something in film, and we're going to kick this onside kick. And then, you know, unfortunately, Q dropped it. And then the second one, it was a timing thing. We didn't want to, it was like 1:40 on the clock before half. We didn't want them to kick it. We didn't want to kick it deep and let them bleed all the clock. So we're like, you can't run the clock out if we have it. And so if you recover it on the 11 and you score right away, okay, you still give us the time to score last because they got the ball coming after half.
You really have to look at the game differently than because of that clock and the short field. You have to look at the game completely, like the strategy that you would apply to an NFL game or the game I'm more familiar with, CFL game. It's not the same.
No, it's more about who has the last possession. You know, for us, it's, we knew they got the ball after half, so we wanted to have the ball last. We didn't want them to, we were up 10 at the time. We didn't want them to come down and score, be down 3, and then get the ball to take the lead into after half. So, okay, let's do this. They scored. We got the ball. We scored. Game goes to halftime. We're still up 10, and no harm, no foul.
How would you sum up this year's team that's headed to the national championship next weekend?
Gritty. You know, we had our bumps and bruises early. They just kind of learned how to become a team, and we had some adversity. I think we lost 3 games on the last play of the game, and the guys had to learn how to win, and we've done that, and it's been fortunate for us.
What's the preview for the championship game next week in Arizona?
You know, Green Bay is they're very good at execution, right? They got a quarterback that takes care of the football. He's a dual threat guy. He's a big kid, and they don't have a bunch of superstars for what everybody knows, but they have superstars on their team, and they make plays when they have to make plays, and that's what's got them here. I mean, you know, they're very similar to us. You know, they could have been the 1 seed, and they were 10-6 like the other 3 teams, just like the West was, and but they had a 2-game losing streak where they were fighting for the 1 seed and kind of had to claw back into it. And but they're fundamentally sound. They're big, kind of like we are, and it should set up for another good football game.
Seems like time has flown since year one for the Nighthawks. What do you think that version of Mike Davis would say if he knew that this year you were heading to the national championship?
We kind of had a 3-4 year plan, right? So for us, we're checking the boxes. We still have a lot of growth left on this team for the future, what it holds. But I'm excited where we are, and it's nice to see that the plan we put in place 4 years ago is coming.
We know what happened when Bill Foley had the 6-year plan for the hockey team, right?
There you go.
So
Be great to add another ring to your collection, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
You've been part of a few IFL national championships yourself.
3 of them.
What is that experience like?
I try to tell the guys actually this week, it's what you make of it. It's not, don't get too high, don't get too low. It's another football game, but it's the memories that will really cherish and you'll last forever. So enjoy the time with your friends, your brothers, the teammates, and really don't make too much of it. Don't have the nervous energy. Just like we were practicing earlier, the guys dancing around the locker room, music's playing, and they're playing on the video game, and so the energy's and the mood's good right now. Nobody's too nervous. It's kind of a laid-back group.
What's this little stretch like for you? You watched a lot of film. Have you installed the game plan? Are you in the process of doing that? What's the preparation like so far?
Yeah, our game plan's installed. We wanted to have it installed this week, so guys, kind of as we go into practice Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the guys kind of know what they're doing. It's almost like we joke about it, it's like a dress rehearsal. Like, you know what we're going, you know what we're going to see, now just execute.
So this is going to be in Tucson on August 23rd, but for people watching who have never been to a Nighthawks game, and we're looking ahead to next season maybe, how would you describe or explain what that atmosphere is like at the Nighthawks game?
It's just a fast-paced, I don't want to say a fast-paced party, but it's literally a fast-paced environment. It's very intimate being at Lee's Family Forum, and there's just nonstop action, right? There's never a dull moment. It's very kid-friendly. Like, we try to pick a couple kids out of the stands every game to bring them down to be water boys or water girls, and just to give them something to experience that you can't experience anywhere else.
What's your favorite part of Nighthawks games, besides bringing down the house when they show Gary Lawless on the video board?
That didn't happen. I like watching Mike. The coaches are on the field. It's kind of like college basketball. Millard and I were watching, and you worked the ref pretty hard early on in that game. There was a couple things that you wanted kind of changed, and it was interesting. Mike had the referee. Mike was on the field, so he had the referee. He was kind of talking for a long time, and the opposition coach was on the bench, and he wanted his time, and the referee wouldn't go over, and the guy lost his mind. It was I like it all. There were a couple. They had a real 15. He was a real playmaker. And who's your guy, the receiver?
Quentin Randolph.
Yeah, those players are talented. You think they're putting together some film, maybe to go to another level, and it's fun to try and guess which player is going to show up on a TV in Canada in the CFL, or maybe eventually, like some guys do end up in the NFL from the IFL. Mm-hmm. It happens.
Yeah, we've had a couple guys. We've had 31 guys get CFL or UFL opportunities, but we have one kid that's playing right now, Lucky Jackson, that's with the Minnesota Vikings, number 81. He played here and then got an opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it.
When you say we, you mean the Nighthawks. You don't mean the IFL.
No, the Nighthawks.
Just Since you've started, you've had that many guys advance on to put together tape to get another opportunity. That's fantastic. Well done.
Appreciate it.
So a credible talent. Obviously, they're hoping to make it to the CFL, the NFL, but for now, one thing is on the mind, and it's the IFL National Championship coming up next Saturday, August 23rd. So good luck to you, and be sure to tune in. CBS Sports Network?
CBS Sports.
CBS Sports.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for doing this, Mike.
Anytime.
We'll take a quick football break to go back to talking a little bit of hockey, Gary, before we go to our next break. We talked a little bit with Steve earlier about how the presence of Mitch Marner changes the outlook of this entire team. Bruce Cassidy's not going to be afraid to try him in different locations as the season goes on. He's not going to go into dead set on one position for him, but where do you think he's going to end up in the lineup?
Well, he's a right wing, so I could see him playing with Jack Eichel. He played with Austin Matthews in Toronto, and Austin Matthews, one of the most prolific scorers in the NHL. Marner is a tremendous distributor. Jack can pass the puck as well, but Jack can shoot it too. So, it'll be interesting to see if they play together in a preseason game. If Jack tweaks things, like Connor McDavid, one year he's got 30, the next year he's got 55. He can do different things. Well, I'm not comparing Jack to Connor McDavid, but Jack can distribute, or he could be more of a shooter. So that would be interesting. Part of me thinks, hey, he's got to play with Pavel Dorofeev. Dorofeev is the best shooter for the Golden Knights. Maybe they should have, maybe Marner should be with him, or maybe Pav should move up and he should play with Jack. I think there's lots of different opportunities, different things. They're going to go down the right side in some fashion. Marner, Stone, Dorofeev, and then down the middle, it's going to be Eichel, Hurdle, Carlson. So I think those guys could be. I don't think Stone and Hurdle are a great fit because of speed. There's not as much speed there down the middle as I think, and on the wing as you would like. So I think Marner could play with Eichel. Marner could play with Carlson. He could play with Hurdle. Stone could play with Eichel or Carlson. And I think Dorofeev could play with any of those guys as well.
You mentioned Jack Eichel a few times in there too. What are your expectations for him this coming season, coming off a career best 94-point season, career best plus 32? What's the next step for him?
Well, you know this about me. I'm a massive Jack Eichel fan, not just the player, the person as well. I think he's been... listen, Mark Stone really changed. No Mark Stone, no Pietrangelo, no Eichel, no Stanley Cup. You take any one of those three guys out, and I think it changes the Golden Knights dramatically. Having all three of them be at their peak late in that season and through the playoffs, Vegas was indestructible that year, unstoppable, and all three of those guys had a huge impact. So my favorite thing about Jack is that he has become more and more just about winning. I think that sure he'd like the individual numbers to be strong, but he wants to win another Stanley Cup. That's the most important thing to him, and I don't think you want anything different when you're talking about your best player. Jack will sacrifice his own time and numbers for the team to have bigger success. And Pietrangelo talked a lot about that in St. Louis when they won the Cup, that they came to a place as a group of players. Everybody took a little bit less individually so that the group could gain. And I think Jack has that solved. So we've just mentioned Alex a couple times. Doesn't look like he's going to play this year. He's going to be missed for sure, but I think it opens the door a little bit for Noah Hannafin and Shea Theodore to do a little bit more. And I'm very excited to see how Caden Korzak adjusts. And one thing that we talked about at the back of the bus a little bit last year was we thought they were missing a little oomph, a little edge on the back end. And Jeremy Lazon is going to come over from Nashville and provide that. He's got a mean streak quite wide on the back of his, across his shoulders.
The fans who are here hopefully buying tickets today and coming to a lot of Golden Knights games next year. Love the physicality, love to see the big hits. You know how they go crazy when you see a big Brady McNabb hit check. I want to go back to talking about Shea Theodore and Noah Hannafin and their elevated roles in a little bit, but first, the fans here are going to want to see a lot of goals scored. Those two guys can score goals, by the way, but that was just to lead me into my next question. From an offensive standpoint, how does this year's roster compare to the previous 8 seasons here in Vegas?
Yeah, I think offensively this will be the best group they've ever had. Marner is elite, like right up there with Jack Eichel in terms of being very special and different. Like, he's one of they're both in the top 10 forwards in the National Hockey League. Top 15 if you want to. I would say top 10, but someone might argue. So top 15 is very safe. Pavel Dorofeev, 30 plus last year. I think that, he grows again. There's going to be more confidence. There's going to be, he knows he can do it, and he's going to be hungry to do it again. I think it'd be fun to see Brandon Saad and Riley Smith, with the team from the beginning, from the outset. I think that Riley obviously was more of an easy adjustment for him. He was Vegas born, and then he was Vegas born again. So I like that line.
There's a great column from Gary Lawless on VegasGoldenKnights.com about Riley.
I'm glad you read it. Thank you, Ashley.
I'm always reading.
All right. Yeah, no, I think that, and I think Colton Sissons is going to take when they won the Stanley Cup, that fourth line really had an identity, and I think they're going to need to have that identity again. And Colton Sissons, if it's Sissons between Howden and Kolasar, that's a big line, that's a physical line, that's a line that has some speed. Howden had 20 goals last year. I like that addition as well.
Again, make sure you come to the open house, figure out what you do to get in the building for as many games as possible in order to see that line. Circling back to that conversation that you had with Riley Smith.
Yeah.
Now, everyone should go to VegasGoldenKnights.com and read that article, but what was that conversation with him like, and what were your biggest takeaways?
Riley has he's had 2 kids since he first arrived here, and he's been traded away, and sort of there's been some peaks and valleys in his career since arriving here. One of the peaks being winning a Stanley Cup. He's become a little bit more comfortable in his skin. Our conversation was long. It was super relaxed. He was having a very fun summer, trying to work out and play golf, and then after his kids wake up from their nap, be ready to jump in the pool with them or take them to a park. They love Vegas. They love the lifestyle here. I really believe in Kelly McCrimmon, and when he makes a move, I understand it usually, and not usually, I always understand it and support it. Losing Riley was hard. Like, he was a very important part of this organization right from the very beginning, and it wasn't a mistake. It was the right thing to do, but I think it's nice to have him back in the fold.
He loves the fans as much as anyone. On the VGK Way episode, when he had gotten traded back to Vegas, he was being recognized at the airport at 1 a.m., and he said, "This is the first time I've been recognized in 2 years."
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that people in Las Vegas look at Riley as one of the most important players to ever play here, and his numbers don't compare to some others, but when you're talking about, so Braden McNabb is maybe the most respected player in that dressing room, and I'd put Riley right beside him. The way he approaches things, how he plays, why he plays, he does the Riley way is the right way.
I like that. The Riley way is the right way, and he loves the fans here. The fans here love to watch him. What better place to watch than Hyde Lounge, where the party goes down? So we're going to head to a break here in a second, but first, just a reminder that it would not be an all-night event in Las Vegas without a nightclub experience here at T-Mobile Arena, and from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., fans are invited to Afterglow at Hyde Lounge here at T-Mobile Arena to check out one of the coolest places in the arena to watch a Golden Knights game. Join us tonight for a DJ set and lots of fun up at Hyde Lounge right here at the Fortress. Hopefully we can convince Gary Lawless to be burning it down up there at midnight. We'll talk about that here over this break, and we'll be right back. Well, as we welcome you back to this open house that is just getting started, just a reminder that fans are invited to start their day the right way, the Riley way, as you would say, with us for our Sunrise Sweat presented by Optum. From 6 to 6:45, a certified EOS fitness instructor will lead VGK fans through a yoga flow overlooking the iconic Las Vegas Strip. A yoga session and selecting seats for the 2025-26 season are the best way for early risers to start the day. And even though it's 12:41, we're starting the day here because we're just getting started here at the 25-hour open house. And we are joined by Brian, who has been a season ticket holder since day one. First of all, congratulations, because you've had some really good memories in this building.
Wonderful memories, especially where I come from. It's been a joy being here.
Brian is from Buffalo, so we have to ask you, skate in or skate out? Brett Hall.
It was no goal.
No goal. There you go. Okay, good answer. All right.
I was a young child at Dallas during,
We can evidence
in
that by
Dallas
the
during
rules.
that time, so. So what brings you out here today?
Honestly, back to the scenes tour is what I'm looking forward to. It's in all the years we've been here, never really toured anything other than center ice and a little bit around the suite level, but I want to see a little more behind the scenes.
And you tied Ashley Weiss last year. You were at all 41
First
home
time.
games.
First season. Usually we've never made less than 30, but last year was the first year we were able to pull off the whole year.
And there must have been some close calls where you thought you weren't going to make it.
You know, knock on wood. Nobody got sick. Nobody got a cold at the wrong time.
Fantastic.
So it made for a fun season with a sad ending.
What is it about the games and the experience that not only has kept you coming back for now it's going to be 9 seasons, but kept you coming for 41 nights left?
If I had to say one thing, especially coming from Buffalo, I've been a hockey fan since knee-high. I have a Lindy Ruff sign stick he handed to me as a kid that got me hooked on the sport. The big thing that keeps me coming here is ownership and management, and constantly scratching my head at how do they continue to outdo themselves year after. You can't get bored. You watch them raise a cup, which I broke into tears, no joke. In my seat, I was crying when that game ended, because I've waited so long to see it. I was a junior coach many years ago, and just to see that win, and then I thought I'd be over it after that. And if anything, I got more like, I got to be back and see what do they do next, because somehow they find a way to go do what shouldn't be possible.
Are you excited about Mitch Marner?
Yeah, I am. I have the same nerves that everybody else does of who's going to shoot the puck if Doro gets hurt. But outside of that, I can't wait to see the pretty is what I expect.
Well, he's a wizard is kind of the best way I think you can describe him. He thinks the game differently than almost anyone on the planet, has great vision, and just, Austin Matthews has been prolific, shooting and scoring. He's had Mitch Marner with him for most of those seasons in Toronto, and now, Batman has lost his Robin, and now we need to find a new Batman here, and maybe it is Dorofeev, but I think we kind of, forget that every guy on that roster can really shoot the puck. It's, some have a better and quicker release than others, but you play in the NHL, you've got a world-class shot. So it'll be, I think Mitch will help a lot of people, not just one guy.
No, I agree with you, and I think the biggest thing we're yet to see is the culture of this team is just so selfless, the way they play for each other. Somebody has to get a little selfish, I think, now. Maybe we see Eichel and Marner drop the gloves to see in like a warm-up, like practice, training camp to see who gets to have the half wall on the power play first line. Because, boy, taking the puck off either one of those guys on the boards is going to be a nightmare for the opponent.
I'm interested to see if they go 5 forwards at certain times, and because Mitch can play the top as well.
Yeah.
And he is. In Toronto, they used him as a defenseman on a number of occasions when they needed another player on the back end and wanted to create offense. Special player. I'm excited to watch him.
It's been one of the best things about Bruce's change to the way he brings coaching is he doesn't have anything rigid in the way he sets the team out there. So, and I think that keeps me really excited as a fan is, okay, this isn't working. What's he going to do next? He's not just going to go look at analytics and show up with the same stuff the next game. He pulls something out of his hat somehow, and it's fun to watch.
Well, if we think we talk and think a lot about hockey, we're all second place behind Bruce Cassidy. It's at a certain point in time, that's all he thinks about it. We will go out for dinner on the road, the broadcasters in one group and the coaches in another group, and we get back to the hotel, and Bruce wants to sit and talk hockey. Like, that's what he likes more than it's clearly his passion. That's why he's so good at it, but he never turns it off.
Yeah, I can't remember that event the first year he was here. Maybe that's not the one that they did in the lounge, but they did one up on the roof of one of the hotels. And
The gala?
no, it wasn't the gala.
No.
It was just a season ticket member
Okay.
event that,
All right.
maybe it was the second year he was here. But, well, you get into a conversation with him and you can lose 2 hours learning things you never thought you could learn.
One of the many perks of being a season ticket member is you have an opportunity to go to events and hear Bruce Cassidy talk about things. So you've been in Vegas for 25 years. So you're Vegas, that's what you said, right? 25
Yeah.
years? So you're Vegas through and through, season ticket holder from day one. But Gary wants to play a little game with you, it sounds like.
Well, no,
Test your
I grew
Buffalo
up
trivia.
I grew up close to Buffalo, so Commander Tom? Who's Commander Tom?
Oh, I'm drawing a blank, Gary.
Commander
Yeah.
Tom was the guy who introduced the cartoons on WKBW Channel 7 in Buffalo. Rick Azar?
Yes, I remember him. Who did he cover?
Rick Azar was a great sports guy there. Irv Weinstein?
Yeah, I remember him.
All right. That's
Don't worry, Gary puts us all on the spot too.
that's the extent of my Buffalo knowledge. Other than I know a
How
few
are we
spots.
both leaving out the great legend who passed away?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Uh-huh.
Come on.
Rick Jenneret.
Rick Jenneret, thank you.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, well, and Ted Darling as well was a great voice for the Sabres. But enough about Buffalo. We're in Vegas now.
What are you most looking forward to? Your 9th season as a season ticket member, sitting at center ice.
I want to see who the opening night line is that starts the season. And if it was just the first shift because, hey, we've got Marner, or is that really the line that makes it through the game?
So you think Marner with Eichel, you're wondering?
I don't know who's it going to be. I just want
I
to see
see.
who that.
Yeah.
I want to see who earns that right to walk out there and start the season.
Well, less than 2 months, and we will have an answer to that. Can't wait. Brian, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you very
You're
much for
free
having
to go check out the rest of the behind the scenes. There's a lot of good stuff to see.
me. Great. Thank you, Ashley. Thanks, Gary.
So, tomorrow, 7:30, Darren Millard, Sean Burke. That's the part that Steve was most excited about when it comes to this open house, not talking to us. What do you think that conversation's going to entail between Darren Millard and Sean Burke?
Well, they'll talk about goaltending. That's what they are. They're both goalies. Sean is actually a very accomplished musician as well. Sean is one of those. He's the Dos Equis guy. He's the most interesting guy in hockey. He's got a screenplay in development. He is, we went to see when Bryan Adams played here. I went to the show, thought it was great. The next morning I wake up, there's Berkey in his dressing room playing his guitar after the concert. So he's been around a while. He's connected. I've had dinner with him a handful of times over the years on the road, and sometimes I'll just get a text from him, hey, my buddy Steve's here, do you want to join us for dinner? And off you go, and the conversation it goes all over the map.
It'll be a fun one, that's for sure. 7:30 for the early risers. Get here, listen to them, have some coffee, have some donuts from Pink Box, have some Seagull, Bagel Mania bagels as well. Listen to two goalies.
Millard is actually a very good interviewer as well, so
Fantastic.
let's not get carried away.
And there will be a chance for you to ask questions.
Yes.
So
oh, cool.
there's lots to learn from Sean.
I'll write in.
So come and you're here. You'll be able to ask questions. But now we have some questions for Katie Marie. You see her every home game here at the Fortress. Katie, how would you sum up what it's like to be an in-game host here at T-Mobile Arena?
It is the absolute best job in the world. I'm sure you guys feel the same way about your job, but the energy in this building, we say it every game, but it's so true. The energy in this building, the fans, the way that they bring the energy to the game, I know it affects the guys on the ice and it affects us as hosts, as broadcasters. It's just phenomenal. And it's there's nothing quite like it. It's really hard to explain the excitement and the energy in this building. It's fantastic. So I'm happy to be here with you guys.
So happy to have you. What's the best part of interacting with the fans? Because you do a lot of that. You talk to them as you're running up and down the stands. You might stop and surprise one of them with a quick interview, whatever it might be. And those are the people who we're hoping are going to be out here today and buying tickets. So what's your favorite part of interacting with them?
Absolutely. They are the most excited about life people that I have ever met, and excited about the game, but excited about the people as humans, which I think is some of the most important stuff. It's like the players aren't just the players, they're humans. The broadcasters aren't just broadcasters, they're humans. Hosts aren't just hosts, we're humans. And we get to know each other as people, which is some of the most fun experiences I've had. There's season ticket members since I started in season 2 that I know now personally as like friends, and we catch up and we know each other on social media, and like they've come to see shows of mine, or I've come to support them in whatever they're doing. And it's like, it's not just fans, it's a community. And I think that's what the Vegas Golden Knights is. It's a giant community. Vegas is a giant community, and it's amazing.
It's one of my favorite things when leaving the rink, if I don't do television and leave, don't do the post game on TV, and I leave after the radio show, fans are still leaving too. And I'm in the same parking garage as all the fans. And, people are like, what'd you think of this? And where do you go next? How about this game? And like, they're all right into it. And I love this. It wasn't this way right at the start, but now I'm Gary. Like I'll be, hey Gary, and I like it's great to be just, to be a piece of the furniture in the living room and be part of the crowd. It's great.
Absolutely, I agree with that. It's so much fun to just not be known as just what you do for a living, but like, hey, we're friends now. I can talk to you as Gary. Hey Gary.
What would you say the in-game entertainment team does on a daily basis to keep things fresh, keep things new? Maybe someone hasn't been to a game in a few years. What's different on a night-to-night basis, on a year-to-year basis that fans can look forward to?
Yeah, I think our in-arena team is absolutely incredible. Huge props to Tyler Ferraro and Andrew Abrams, who are always just reinventing the wheel. They're constantly coming up with new ideas and ways to engage the crowd. I think our biggest motto is that it could be somebody's first game, and it probably is somebody's first game every single game. So we try to come up with new opportunities for fans to be able to engage and interact, but also fun games and funny moments, because, hockey is super fun on the ice, but in between those times when we have nothing going on, it's like, how can we make them laugh? How can we make them enjoy every aspect of the game, not just hockey, but the entertainment side as well. So I think we do a really good job at trying to entertain at all times. I mean, it's Vegas, so it's one of the entertainment capitals of the world, so we gotta keep that train rolling all the time.
What is your favorite aspect of the in-game experience?
I would say the games where we get to literally just run down the aisle and surprise people with things, because usually they have food in their mouth or they're in the middle of a conversation, and we get to kind of scare them a little bit and give them a fun prize. I mean, I think I've said it already, but I think that's the most fun that we have is when we get to give back as well. It's like we get to entertain, but we also get to give back. We can give them some tickets to a concert that they're excited for, give them, flowers or whatever it may be that day. But I think the games are probably my favorite portion, because you also never know what's going to happen. It's like improv, rapid fire. anything can happen, and you have to be prepared for it. So that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I absolutely love it when the puck drops and the action starts and everybody kind of comes together. And because without the fans, like the show is great for sure. Like the cast and the thought behind it, all of that is so important. But the fans, they're the gasoline, man. They set the place on fire.
Absolutely. And I think the energy between bouncing back and forth between what we can give them and the energy they can give us. And I think the players feel it as well on the ice. It's just that there's nothing quite like a live entertainment or live concert or anything like that. It's just that energy between the two, the audience and we can say we're the performers or the athletes. There's nothing quite like it. So
you mentioned that your favorite part is playing the games and giving away prizes. So that reminds me that there are hourly prizes given away. Oh, and we have some right now. But during this open house, for the whole 25 hours, there are 3 hourly prizes given out. So every hour you'll get 3 prizes, and they're not messing around with these prizes. No. These are signed pucks, tickets to games, $200.
These are great prizes.
I know. What's that?
I'm just looking at.
They are.
At what's been won. They're fantastic.
So we have our winners from the first hour. Scott Engelhart, you have won 2 single game tickets.
Way to go, Scott.
Let's go.
Let's go, Scott.
Taylor Jacobson gets an Aiden Hill signed puck. Again, not messing around here. And then Valerie Wilson, a $200 gift card to Amari at Uncommon's fantastic Italian restaurant. So congratulations. Go to sections 8 and 9 to claim your prize. Congratulations. And again, those will be going out hourly. So Katie, last one for you before we let you go.
Yes.
What are you most excited about for this upcoming season?
I think I'm most excited about, I have to say, Mitch Marner. I'm really excited to see what he does on the ice, but I'm also really excited to see the fans again. I feel like I miss everybody. It's exciting to be back here right now, but there's nothing like it when the game actually starts and we get to start with the season. So I'm excited for everything.
Can't wait to see you bringing the energy as always. Katie Marie, thank you so much. Gary,
Ashley?
Before we head out, we have a couple minutes left here for you.
All right.
Got 3 minutes left before I let you go. What are you most looking forward to?
Ooh. I'd love to watch the team play. So, that's number one, the games. I'm excited to get out on the road with the crew. I enjoy that. A first dinner of the season together and having a few laughs. I was excited to see you. I hadn't seen you in a little while, and I always enjoy my time with Ashley. So that was great. I guess I would lean on what Katie Marie said. The people. I am excited for everybody to be back, and I'm not quite ready for it yet, but come middle of September, I'll be jazzed to get this thing going, and I think the team has a chance to win again, and I would love to go on a really long playoff run and see some real special moments here at T-Mobile Arena and, reward the fans that have been with the organization. It's hard to say through thick and thin because there hasn't been much thin, but hey, it's time to win again. I'm ready for that.
Gotta get you jazzed, Gary. It's gonna be here before you know it.
Yes, it'll be here.
Before you know it. Preseason, 5-6 weeks away.
Sure.
So we hope that as people come and check out the building, first of all, that they just enjoy the time here and the opportunity just to speak with our ticketing representatives and enjoy the refreshments, not light refreshments, just refreshments. The
light.
DJs, the workouts in the morning, the conversations with Sean Burke, all of that jazz. But let's say someone comes in and they don't want to buy a full season ticket membership, but they want to buy maybe a smaller package and they want to know what games should they not miss this season. What are you circling? What opponents are you most looking forward to coming into this building?
Well, Edmonton, Dallas, like the Western Conference. I think LA is going to be better. Obviously, Toronto's here early in the new year. That'll be Marner's first game against his old team. A lot of people in the hockey world will be watching that game. I'll be honest, there are not many games that there's no games that I get in my car to drive down here or strap on the tie at the hotel on the road to go to the arena and don't feel excited about what's about to unfold. The NHL is a great league. There's parity. Every night there's the opportunity for something special to unfold, and more often here than anywhere else.
So when we're in the locker room and the players tell us anything can happen on any night in this league, it's not just a cliche.
No, they're right. That's for sure.
Well, Gary, thanks so much for doing this. That is a wrap on just this stream, but we have literally 24 hours left of this to go. So head on over to tmobilearena.com literally anytime between now and 1 p.m. tomorrow to secure your season tickets for the 2025-26 Vegas Golden Knights season. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you right back here at the Fortress before you know it. Rest up, Gary.
All right,
Coming up quick.